Hello there.
Hi Sonu. Hi
Hi, Danielin.
everyone.
I was like, it's only me and you right now, don't worry.
Oh my goodness.
But, anyways, how's everything going in Canada,
It
Guardian of the
is
Galaxy?
good. Things are positive, and finally we are reopening in in 2 days, and slowly. Yes, lockdown is getting lifted up here. What about
Wow,
them?
that's really amazing. Our lockdown just started. Forget
Okay,
about lifting up. I
wow.
was supposed to do so. I was so excited about a particular thing that I was
Hmm.
supposed to do this week, but thanks to the lockdown, I cannot go outside of my house.
Okay, that's sad. Even churches
Yeah.
are not open.
No, the churches are closed, no mass, no nothing, online,
Okay.
everything.
Hmm.
And, anyways, um, let's welcome our viewers who are
Who's
over
there?
here. So,
Anyone?
Ernest in the
Hi,
house,
Ernest. You guys got this.
Aaron in the
Hi,
house.
Aaron.
That's really amazing. Thank you guys for joining us. But
Hi, everybody.
Diana Lynn, I think
Yes.
you're forgetting something. We need to start with something, right?
We start
What is
everything
it?
with prayer. Praise and
Yes,
worship. That's right.
of course.
So who do we have today, Sonu?
Jabo, you're asking me. So
Oh.
you're the confused person today, and I'm the smart one.
Yes, switching,
Uh,
switching sides.
Yes, so we have with us a really phenomenal person who's. Uh, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, your video frozen up. That's why. But
Oh,
anyways, when he sings, the rocks starts shaking,
wow. Who's
and when
that?
he plays the guitar starts making sounds.
I think I
I mean,
know
of
who's
course,
this.
yes. You don't know. I mean, logically, whoever plays the guitar has to start making sounds.
Okay. You can introduce the singer already.
Yes, and the singer is the rock star from the rocks, from the holiest of the holy cities, Sam Mark Samson.
Hi,
He's so
Sam.
engrossed in it that, okay.
Is he there?
Anyways, I think, yes, I think let's just give over to him. Over to
Okay,
you,
all right.
Sam. Please lead
Yes.
us into a moment of praise and worship.
The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before us. Let me be singing when the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Oh, my soul, worship his holy name. Sing like never before. Oh, my soul, I'll worship your holy name. You're rich in love and you're slow to anger. Your name is great and your heart is kind. For all your goodness, I will keep on singing. 10,000 reasons from my heart to find. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before. Oh, my soul, I'll worship your holy name. Lord, as we come together, send your spirit. Make us fall in love with you, Jesus. For we are weak. We want you. We want you in our lives. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I'll worship your holy name. Lord, I'll worship your holy name. Lord, I'll worship your holy name. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Wow, that
Was
was.
really nice, Sam. Beautiful.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear the? It's raining quite heavily here. I think the cyclone has almost arrived. But let's just hope and pray that our internets don't get cut off.
Hmm. Okay.
So quite a few people are joining, and having said that, we would like to welcome all of you guys to our channel and for our live stream. And we're so grateful that you have joined us today evening. And if you're watching this channel for the first time, or if you're here for the first time, then we are JTM India, and we share this message of the theology of the body with in different parishes and in different schools, if possible, colleges and universities. And every Saturday, we used to meet at Sacred Heart Church to share and learn more about the message. But due to the pandemic, we cannot meet physically, and therefore we thought, Danielin, what could be the best time to make use of YouTube channel? And here we are with our 39th live stream. Can you imagine that?
I know it's crazy.
Yes,
39. Wow.
crazy people do crazy things. I am too crazy, that's for sure. But yeah, so Diana Lynn, who do we have for the evening?
We have a very special guest coming over. She's an amazing speaker and a very talented girl. And not all the way from Bangalore this time because she's in Calcutta. And let's welcome her, Shireen Banerjee. We have her
Da-da,
this
da,
this.
da-da. I think we'll have to wait because somehow she's offline. But yeah, I think
Oh
because of the
really?
rain. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. I know.
Opa
I
told me
just
Daniel
heard
Linka.
like thunder and wind.
Yes, that's coming
Noise.
from my microphone.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's. I hope this time it's not like last year,
Yeah,
Amphan, where it was a chaos.
I know. Hope
Canada must be
everyone's
enjoying
safe.
now.
I know it's summers now in Canada.
Yeah,
We're
your
enjoying the
winters
summer
are really
time.
pathetic. Maybe your
I
summers are
know.
much
Yeah,
better.
summers are much better, but still very hot.
Sometimes I wonder how do you guys even plan to wake up in the morning?
What do you
For the love
mean?
of
Why?
winter time, I don't feel like waking
Oh,
up.
it's so hard. It's so hard. Like you don't want to get off the bed, but you gotta do
Okay,
it.
our Shireen has arrived, and here we are with a round of silent applause. Da 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 da. And she has vanished again.
Hi,
Hi, Shireen.
Shireen.
You're muted, Shireen.
Can't hear you.
You're still muted.
Um,
Yeah, now it's much better.
no, no. Yeah. I think it's lagging because the internet,
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's
now,
already
fine.
becoming stormy here.
yes, even here. So before it gets stormier,
Mm-hmm.
let's begin the session. We'll leave it up to you, Shireen, to introduce the topic, isn't it, Danilin?
Yes, that's right.
Maybe you could
Over to you.
tell our audiences about the format of how we are going to
Oh,
proceed.
yes. So, what's going to happen is Shireen here is our speaker for today, and she's going to share on the topic which she'll introduce for about 15 to 20 minutes, after which We will have a couple of questions. Both myself and Sonu will be asking her a couple of common questions that we receive or we think is relevant to the topic. And yes, after that, if anybody else has any extra questions or want to ask some things on the comment section, you can comment your questions on there. Or in the future, if you don't have enough time, you can just email us or message us personally, and we'll try to answer your questions, and we'll do the best we can.
Yes, guys. So, having said that, I mean, I never said it, but yes, having been told, we over to you, Shireen, and we'll be waiting with a couple of
Thank you.
questions.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so today we are going to talk about marriage, and first, I just want to share of what my initial thoughts were about marriage. And I come from a broken family. Most of us come from a broken family. We have imperfect families, and I always have seen marriages being like a burden on someone. Like people always tend to say, "Oh, I'm not happy." There's always something that is negative about it. I have always heard that way, and I have seen very few couples who are like holy and they are very happy and they are together, and we like that beautiful marriage kind of a thing. I see it very less. So my idea of marriage was very negative also initially, because I used to think, oh, getting married means you have to get into the same trouble, same problems. People will be unhappy. You have to sacrifice so much and everything, all of that. And but later, slowly, as we start learning, and I came into this group, Theology of the Body, and it just taught me that marriage is something so beautiful. So it is a joy. And nowadays we see so much of confusion around us with marriage. uh, you know with this man and man getting married, women and women getting married. It's kind of very disturbing, and it's a kind no, disturbing, and also gets us into this confusion, this kind of a confused situation we are in, then that what is marriage. And people are trying to legalize it and reconstruct it and redesign the entire idea of marriage. But in Theology of the Body, what we learn is that marriage is an institution, and it cannot be reconstructed or redesigned, or it can be, if we can mold it into something, and something like that, we cannot do that. It is an institution, it is rigid, and what God has made it, it has to be like that. Okay, and we are called to be in that conformity with which it reflects. And what it reflects is the love of Christ for his church, the bride. So marriage is basically an earthly foreshadowing of the heavenly reality of love and communion. Yes, in the sessions also we have kind of heard that the father loves the son fully and the son loves the father fully, and the love between them is so real that it gives a new person. There's a new person, and that's Holy Spirit. So that eternal exchange of love between God is being foreshadowed here on earth. And marriage is like, there is no other sign. Marriage is that sign, that and there is no other sign that is more perfect to complete that image of God, that communion. And there is no other example that is more perfect than marriage. Yes, it is in and through marriage that we come to know who God is, and we partake in that eternal exchange of love. Yes, and so there is like two kind of valid marriages. It can be natural marriage, that is marriage between maybe two non-baptized people, or one baptized and one non-baptized. And there is another one that is called the sacramental marriage, where two baptized persons, people get married. And regardless of what, be it natural marriage or sacramental marriage, we are all called to reflect God's love, whether we know it or not. We are all called to reflect God's love in its fullness. And Saint John Paul II, he wrote in Theology of the Body, and he says that marriage comes from the Father. Yes, it is not from the world. The world does not, recreate or redesign it, but it is always from the Father, and it is the essence of marriage remains always, and that is the to partake in the eternal exchange of love. And yes, so the sacramental marriage is what is the fullness of marriage. It is the fullness of marriage. Yes. And as we know, we had the session on sacrament. So sacrament is the visible sign of the invisible reality. And what is the invisible reality? The invisible reality in marriage is God's love that we need to partake, and sacrament of marriage enables us to do that. It gives us the grace. All the sacraments we know gives us the grace, and we receive that grace. Yes, and we partake in God's love. It communicates grace to the spouses. So marriage is truly a visible sign of Christ's love for the church and participation in that love. Yes, and even John Paul II wrote that the very essence of marriage contains that mystery. That mystery of Christ, the Son loving the Father, and Father loving the Son, and then the love is so real that there is Holy Spirit. And in the same way, the marriage has the same mystery. It brings out the same mystery that the husband loves the wife, and the wife loves the husband so much that there's a fruit of that love after 9 months. So, and also the whole when we are given the Holy Spirit, that is during in the sacramental marriage, both of us are baptized, right? Both of you are baptized, and what happens? Um, when you're at the time of baptism, you are given Holy Spirit. You are one with the Spirit. You are in God's family. Yes, you are one with God. So when you're in sacramental marriage, you are partaking in that exchange of love. It is not you giving yourself to your husband totally, but marriage actually takes three persons: you, your husband, and God between you. So it is God giving you to the man, and man to the women. And Holy Spirit gives us in marriage. We have learned there are four essential ingredients to marriage, that is free, total, faithful, and fruitful. It is like on our heads and we know it so well. These are the four things: free, total, and the most important one is being faithful, that is fidelity, and fruitfulness. And fidelity kind of sometimes becomes like a thing to worry, that oh God, I have to be with that one person throughout my life, and it's going to be boring and stuff. It kind of gets this thing, but then it is not possible if we don't have the love of Christ in us. Only when we have the love of Christ in us, we are able to share that love every day. And you know, Theology of the Body has explained that the husband and wife share in this indestructible union between Christ and the church, which is the real basis of their fidelity. Yes, so that is why the real reason why a couple can be together for life is because they are wrapped, and they are so in love with Christ, and the God's love is with them, that they are able to share that love with their futures, with their spouses. So that is how it is possible to be faithful to your wife and love her every day and grow into holiness. And the second one was fruitfulness. And when it comes to fruitfulness, we always think of children, and that is correct. It is one kind of fruit, but the main one, and the first and the most important one, is the spiritual fruitfulness, right? So marriage means, I told, it's being in participating in God's love, and that we grow in holiness every day. So spiritual fruitfulness is so important. It is so important that in marriage you get to know each other in a way that, and you love each other so much that you want your husband or your wife to reach heaven. So that is the ultimate goal kind of, that you have to hold hands you know, be together entire life, and then you make sure that your uh, spouse reaches heaven. So that spiritual fruitfulness, that we grow in holiness every day, we learn bit by bit. Yes. And the second comes the children. Yes. The fruitfulness that comes from God. You know, whenever we talk, I've spoken to a few of my friends, and when we talk about children, it's like, no, I want to get married, but I don't want children. We have to look after them, and it's so much of a hassle. They cry, we have to clean their diapers, and they poop and everything, and it becomes very, and you have to work so hard, you have to give them a good life, and it becomes such a lot of attention and worry. So, you know, most of the time we see children as, we always hear about children so negatively, but children are a supreme gift of marriage. A marriage is only complete, a family is only complete with the presence of a child. You know, when you, like, when you grow a plant, yes, if you grow a tomato plant, maybe you don't, you give all the things, like you place it at the proper place where there's enough sunlight and air, and you water it every day. But you don't know how many tomatoes are going to come on that plant, or what will the shape or size of the tomato be. It's always a surprise, right? So in the same way, children are a gift from God. It's a supreme gift of marriage. Yes. And every couple is um, called to be open physically and spiritually to this great gift, to in marriage. And platform, John Paul II always told that marriage has remained the platform for the realization of God's eternal plans. So, what is God's plan for us? He, from the beginning, yes, in Genesis, He said man is not supposed to be alone, and He made a suitable companion. So, in the fact that we are made a man and a woman, it is in itself a calling to communion, to marriage. And that was His eternal plan, to you know, make us into love, to be in His love. And that his was His eternal plan, and He chose marriage to reveal His love, you know, his eternal exchange of love. And He chose marriage as an institution so that we get to you know, kind of not fully grasp the mystery, but then kind of know what it's going to be in heaven, right? So that is what His eternal plan is, to always be and partake in His love, in His eternal exchange of love. And that is how a marriage or a family is, and it couldn't be more perfect. So also, uh, the fact that we are male and female in itself is a calling to uh, communion. Our nature is meant, you know, even if not romantic love, we always, you know, there is love in our nature. We tend to love our parents. There's something that we love always. You know, our bodies are made to love, and, you know, be a gift to someone else. Yes. So marriage also is, you know, being a gift to that person, being selfless and giving yourself sacrificially, not just, you know, and freely, not as a burden that, oh, I have to be with this person now, I have abhi shadi kar liya hai, now I've gotten married, I have no other way out, and I have to live with this heavy weight on this thing. And it's a sacrament of marriage, and it is not something like the grace is given on you, that load of, you know, being together, and you carry that load your entire life. It's not supposed to be like that, right? Marriage is supposed to be, it's joyful. Obviously it takes work, it takes a lot of effort, but then it's beautiful. You know, God kind of opens the door, you know, so that He can pour out His grace between the husband and wife, so that they grow in love and holiness each day. Yes. And it's not something that you carry it on your shoulder and it becomes a everyday task, and it's not supposed to be like that. The marriage is supposed to be joyful. And I'm not saying that it's going to end up like a, you know, this Disney fairy tale, that once you get married and everything becomes all right and no problems and you live happily ever after. It's nothing like that. Love is demanding, love isn't easy. You know, marriage isn't easy. We need to work for it, and being selfless, sacrificial, and being in the love of Christ is what makes it possible. So, I have this small quote from Saint John Chrysostom, and he says that he suggests that all young husbands should say to their wives, that is, I have taken you in my arms, and I love you, and I prefer you to my life itself. For the present life is nothing, and my most ardent dream is to spend it with you in such a way that we might be assured of not being separated in life reserved for us. And I place your love above all things. And nothing would be more bitter or painful to me than to be of a different mind than you. Wow, a saint can be so romantic. So, marriage is so beautiful. It's nothing what the world is now portraying to us. Even in this, I see in this feminist culture also that these girls, they say, oh, I can live my life alone, and we don't need to get married, and we can, look after ourselves, and everything is becoming so confusing, and thing everything, it's not about being under someone, but then it's about complementarity. That is how we are made, male and female, being complementary to each other. And it's things are very confusing right now, but then theology of the body so beautifully gives us the true essence of marriage, the beauty of marriage, that how you die to yourself every day in order to lead your wife or your husband to heaven. And that is so beautiful, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful journey, and you get to know Christ together. And it's not always you know a difficult situation where you go, but it's something you, it's not that challenges, and you won't have fights, and you won't have arguments. But then in those arguments and in those fights, you learn about each other more, and you love each other more in that way. Healthy arguments are so good. So they help each other to grow in holiness. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful journey, and you're not alone. You, whatever challenges you will get, you don't need to face alone. You have your beloved to be with you and help you. He's your helper or she's your helper, and you have to be together and grow in holiness and reach heaven. That is the ultimate goal. So yeah, so that is what little bit I had to share on marriage. That main point is partaking in God's eternal exchange of love. If we know this, if we come to grasp this, kind of, we will have a different idea of marriage altogether. Yeah. So Sonu and Diana.
Wow, thank you so much, Shireen. That was a really beautiful session. And when are you getting married?
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you. I don't know
Diana
when I'm
seems
getting
to
married.
be Diana seems to be out. But anyways, let's maybe move ahead with the question and answers.
Yeah.
Um, in the
Mhm.
past we have spoken a lot about marriage. So in what way, like, I just wanted to know what's the ideal marriage in God's eyes. What really makes it sacramental?
Yeah. As I said, marriage is the reflection of God's love for the world. Yeah, God wants us to spread His good news, His gospel. Marriage is has always remained, a part of God's eternal plan. And matrimony in itself is a gospel. The good news, which is so rare nowadays. We don't get to see good. I don't, at least I don't see a lot of holy marriages around me, who are, there's something that we are in crisis today. Holy marriages, good holy marriages, that speaks of God, that reflects God in their life. And that is what I think maybe the idea of marriage is in God's eyes. That the institution is supposed to bring out the love of God that He has for us. He wants to show us that this is what I have for you in heaven as well. Maybe more better, something more better. And we are described that call to marriage in our being by creating us male and female. That is his, maybe his uh, idea of marriage, maybe would be his ideal marriage. So yeah, and as he said, you're not supposed to be alone, right? It is for our good, for our benefit, for our enrichment, and for ultimately our salvation. So he wants that. Marriage is also a vocation, right? Just like religious or priesthood. Yeah, so marriage is also vocation where it's the most basic expression of vocation to love, love each other and love everyone around us, and give that God's love to people around us. Yeah.
Wow, that was really amazing. Marriage is a vocation. We are all called for marriage. Well, अलग बात है, some people are called for different
Yes.
things, different kinds of marriage. But anyways, before we move on to Diana's questions, maybe one more question I have, Shiri. See, I know you're not married,
Mm-hmm.
and now let's just say there is a guy, nice guy, wonderful guy, and you want to
Mm-hmm.
discern whether is this person really an ideal person for marriage or not, yes or no. So you're discerning. You're discerning. Now, what are the obviously now you're not going to say, okay, Lord, give me a yes. He won't. Jesus won't come down in front of you and say, yes, Shireen, this is the person you need to get married to. But of course, you will look for certain qualities, like to discern what are the
Yeah.
qualities. So, what are the few qualities that, from a woman's perspective, you would want to see in a man as you go through this process of discernment?
Yeah. As we know, since we've spoken so much about marriage, and we know that that basic thing is that he has to be, you know, in love with Christ, and that also means that he also one of the qualities that I would look for is that the man is strong and courageous. That I've seen so many men being so afraid of commitments, afraid of marriages, because they are so afraid to take up the responsibility of a family, or maybe just just his wife. They are so scared. But I would want someone who is strong and courageous, who's willing to lay his life down for me, like not literally. I'm not asking he would die for me, but then dying to himself every day. Because marriage is actually, you tend to, you don't live for yourself anymore. You start living for someone else. You keep the needs of the other person before you. So maybe yes, that one of the things would be strong and courageous, not afraid to take responsibilities. And also I would want someone who is like a man in the sense, obviously a
Yeah,
man, but then man in the sense, but then not like that, but someone who I could feel like a woman, very feminine, and I could feel like a feminine. Like he should be a man, not in a dominating way, but like a humble leader, right? Someone who I could feel like a woman, more feminine, like that. Because I would want my husband to lead the family. Like he's the spiritual head of the family, and he has to lead the family. And I would want someone who can do that, who is a humble leader, not dominating, but is a humble leader. And as Ephesians 5 also says, no, let wives submit to their husbands, and husbands love your wife as Christ loved the church. So in the same way, I would want to. I obviously I don't want to lead the family. It's a man's job to lead the family, and I would want submit. This verse is so sometimes twisted, and people get so outraged. See, reading this, oh, how can a woman submit, and the man, kind of is on the dominating position. But it's not that. It's more of, submit means, under the mission, submission, under the mission of. And what is the mission of that person? Mission is to lay his life down for you. And obviously I would always be supportive of that mission, right? So yeah, he has to lead the family. He has to be, he has to be that. And the third one will be a knight for his family, always there to protect us, like a sword, like that man, that sword, like who's there to protect the family, his children, his wife, and the family as a whole, from teach the children spiritual things, lead the family spiritually, And also I would want someone who I could be friends with. It's so important to be friends with that person. Marriage isn't supposed to be boring, it has to be fun, and we can always enjoy with our friends, right? And marriage has to be fun. You have to live like more than 25 years of your life with that person. It has to be fun, it cannot be boring. We cannot live a boring life. It has to be fun. It's not, and marriage is not just a set of rules that you have to follow, and it is not a legal contract that you have to do these things and we have to, but it's a covenant. It's a promise that we share in God. And we can only do that if we love each other, and also love each other around us also as well, and learning every day, which helps us in holiness bit by bit. Marriage is a joy, but it takes work. It takes a lot of work. And this vocation also, like all other vocation, is meant for holiness. So yeah, that is what I would want. And last one, maybe a good communicator, someone who can, because I love talking. So I would want someone who I could
मतलब बक बक
communicate
करने
as
वाला.
well. Yeah, kind of not bug karne wala, but someone who I'm comfortable communicating with, who I have healthy conversation, or even if it's arguments, I can have healthy arguments. And also arguments in the sense having disagreements, but also seeing that you don't hurt each other in that process. Having disagreements, but in a healthy way. So it kinds of also helps us to learn about each other and grow in holiness. So I think these are the few things I would want to see in my, like, this is the idea. Obviously we always don't get the perfect person, but then these are the few things which I would want to see.
All the guys in the comment
Yeah.
section and who are viewing right now, सुन लो कान खोल के. But anyways, it's so beautiful that you shared about marriage. And as we have Dinah here, just for our viewers to know, is the misconception happens because many people say feminism, this, that, and I understand your point of view. Many people say, "Oh, women are being dominated. Oh, women need to dominate men, or it's a woman's will." Whatever you think, God has
Mm.
already laid a natural plan, a natural law, and it's not about men being superior to women or women being superior than men. There are many things which men are good at being men, and women are best at being women.
Mhm.
So, women and men are supposed to complement each other and not substitute each other. And that's the beauty of marriage, and that's really amazing that Shireen has pointed out to us. So, since there are no questions in the comment section, a nice comedy is going on. But anyways, Dinah Lynn, any questions do you have? You
Yes, I
vanished for
do
a couple of
have.
minutes. Yeah.
I was waiting for you to add me. Actually, I was watching the live on YouTube and I was ready. When is this person gonna add me? And then I was like, okay, I thought it's my, I'm supposed to be there, but I realized, okay, I didn't go back to the StreamYard. So that's why I missed out. Yes, so I was just wondering, Shireen, like it's not very relevant, and we don't see like in the Western culture, where arranged marriage is there. Like people don't go for arranged marriage much in the Western culture as compared to the Indian culture. So, what do you think is the Catholic perspective on arranged marriages?
Yeah, that's beautiful because I feel arranged marriages have been going on in
Oh no,
What happened?
what happened?
She vanished. The Lord did not want her to talk on arranged
On arranged
marriages.
marriages.
What
That's the
happened,
simple
Dinah Lynn? Why
answer.
did you ask that question? Lord kicked her out.
Oh my god.
No,
I think it's
just
her,
kidding. That was
yeah.
a joke. Okay, please don't take it so literally and then start saying that, oh, JTM members are talking on behalf of God as if they are gods. Yes, Shireen is back. That's a joke, by the way. Yes, what happened? You vanished for some time.
there's some internet problem here happening.
Okay, no issues.
That
Did
is
you
Okay,
hear
why.
the
no problem.
question
You
which
can
Dinah
Sorry.
asked?
continue.
Sorry, I couldn't get you.
I am saying, did you hear the question which Dinah asked just
Yeah, I
now?
heard the question and I was about to answer and it just went off.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so answering to Dinah's question, I think arranged marriages have been, happening in India past many like ages. There's this whole concept of arranged marriage more relevant in India, and I think it's not bad. arranged marriages have their own, beauty, that you meet this person and you get to know that person for a year or something, and then if you like that person, uh, you know you move for you move on for marriage. You get engaged and then you get married. But and there's another kind of arranged marriages happening right now is, this matrimonial sites and everything. And I know one of my mom's friend, she like paid 26,000 just for the subscription to that website so that she can look for a, you know boy for her daughter. And like she wasted that money because she's been getting calls from guys. Yeah, she's been getting calls from guys, but then the uh, girl is not interested. The girl says, no, I don't like. So like obviously she wasted that entire amount of money. And that there's this kind of marriages happening, matrimonial sites and stuff. But then at the end of the day, it's always the choice of the person, right? If sometimes, it's okay if the parents are, finding a nice guy for you or something, maybe because sometimes maybe you don't find it, but maybe your parents can find you a good holy man. But all it depends on the free will, because Catholics, we Christians, we always believe in free will, and it's a gift that God has given us, free will. And that choice has to be there no matter what. Even if you're doing love marriage or arranged marriages, nobody can force you into a marriage, and that is not correct. So the choice of the spouse has to be there. It's not marriage is not a matter of finding someone who is a living body, is breathing, and is a man or a woman, and who is willing to take the wedding vows. It's not about that. It's someone who you enter into the sacrament of marriage, who you authentically love, who authentically loves you back. And it is very important to discern, God's calling you to marriage with a particular person or someone. So you need to know their strength and weaknesses, know each other. And if you truly love that person, then you enter into the sacrament of marriage. Otherwise, it gets really, really bad later, and then you regret, and then you have this excuse of putting it all onto your parents, that oh, it was your choice or idea of getting me hitched with this guy. And now my life is this. So you get that excuse. But it's better that we know the person, get to know the person, love that person, and then say your yes with your consent. Yeah, your consent has to be there in the marriage. So I think, yes, arranged marriages has their own beauty, but then always it comes with a free will, of a
Mhm.
choice that you have, that you make of your own. Yeah, nobody can force you into a marriage. So in that way, yeah, that is what I would
That's true.
want to. Yeah.
Yes,
Wow,
I
that's really
agree with
amazing.
you.
So, having said that, since there are no more questions in the comment section, and it's almost time to end. And thank you so much, Shireen, for
Thank
having such
you.
a beautiful session. Before we move ahead, maybe just last point, a word of motivation is that very often we think that we get so excited of marriage, and when I ask my friends, it's not the marriage they're so excited about, it's the wedding, the grand wedding they're so excited about. So many people, wonderful. I'm only okay, she vanished again.
She's
Lord
loading.
have mercy on me. Okay, she's loading. Anyways, since Diana is also there
I'm
and she's a
listening,
wonderful
yes.
speaker, and Shijin is not there. But anyways, so Daniel, then I just want to get your opinion until Shireen comes back. Is many people are so fixated upon the big things of marriage, but when I ask like, okay, what are you so excited about? And they're like, oh, the grand wedding. Oh, we're gonna have marriage here and we're gonna have marriage there. But it's so important to prepare for that marriage. No, it's not like a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
One day it comes in, and so how important? What is the significance of a good prayer life and sacraments in order to prepare oneself for marriage? since I'm sure now you're in a relationship, you're preparing yourself for marriage. So maybe you could motivate our young members, like the importance of prayer life and sacraments in one's life to prepare themselves for marriage. And maybe once Shireen comes, and she can share her own point of view in that.
So yes, I believe like you said, people always focus on the wedding and the good things and the physical looks of marriage, but never actually spiritually. And it's so important to prepare yourself spiritually for marriage. So yeah, the things that uh, people would discern before actually finding the right one, or entering into marriage, because marriage is a big thing. It's not like a contract or anything. It's a covenant, and it's beautiful that you enter into the covenant with the one you love and with God, your creator. So things that you could practice while discerning is obviously deepening your prayer life and going for mass daily, uh, spending quiet time with Jesus so that you're able to hear him better and know what he wants for you in your life, and also praying together with your partner, the one you are dating, in order to see if both of you are called for marriage together. So yes, that's it. It's not easy, but yeah, those are few things that you could do, like pray together, like help each other grow in holiness, and lead each other to Jesus. That's the ultimate goal. Like, yeah, no matter
Yeah.
if you're married or not married, I think everybody helps each other to climb up the ladder to heaven and lend a helping hand, whoever needs it.
Okay. So since
Yes.
Shiri's not
Yeah.
coming, but anyways, uh, guys, if you're watching this, and if you want a little bit of sense of humor, if you give importance to prayer and sacraments, you might become a pope. Do you know, Diana, how?
Okay, how?
See, Pope Saint John Paul II, he before he was planning on getting sacramentally married, but he prayed so nicely. The Lord showed a way, and he became a pope.
The Pope, I know, that's so crazy. Wow.
Yes. But anyways, I was just kidding. But yeah, prayer life is super important so that we know whom we are getting married to.
Mhm.
But anyways, Shireen has just messaged that her internet is not working anymore because of the storm, and it's okay. Her session was over, and I wanted to tell her goodbye. But anyways,
Thank you,
before leave,
Shane.
anyways, so we have come to the end of the session, guys. Thank you so much. And before leaving, Diana, could you just share uh, any last words of motivation and encouragement to our viewers as they are about to end in their upcoming week before we meet next week? So, any words of encouragement in prayer life or in discernment or whatever, as we have come to the end of the session, which usually our speakers do. But how about you? Encourage us today.
So yes, don't I always say this because every time we you know we go away from the church and from God and from Jesus, we isolate ourselves from him, but we know that we are nothing without him, right? Even though it might be so hard to get back to the very start with everything going on, like lockdown, and you can't go to church, but then he just requires your few minutes of your day, every day. Like, not even like you don't have to spend 10 minutes or like 5 minutes, maybe just a small thank you for what he's done in your life and being grateful to him. It's a prayer. No matter what you say to God in conversation, it's a prayer to him. He hears you. So yes, so just don't give up, and have hope, and also yes, just keep the faith
Yeah, thank you
and
so
spend
much.
time in maybe watching shows, videos on
So yeah,
YouTube.
Saturday Live,
Yeah,
JTM India videos. He's
that's
just getting any videos, yeah.
right.
But anyways, thank you so much, Dana, for motivating and encouraging our team. Since this Saturday Live is specifically for our team, and we encourage our friends and families to join in too. And we sincerely thank Shireen. She's not here, her internet issues, but we really thank her for joining us. It was a pleasure to have her speak and to have hear her out and in a beautiful topic of marriage. Having said that, next week is a very special day. I don't think we'll be having a live stream next week because we have a very special occasion. JTM
The
India Catholic
call.
Academy for Life Leadership. Yes, thank
Yay,
you.
it's a
So,
virtual seminar. Yes,
yeah,
so
so
do
guys,
join in.
registrations are open.
Yes.
You need to go to jtmindia.in/call and you can register for this virtual Zoom seminar, and it's going to be amazing, filled with fun and games. So please do join in, and it's going to be fruitful sessions too. So do join us, and over here you can meet. You're just looking at two of our faces. Over here you can meet our entire team, and
Yeah.
that's really going to be amazing.
I know
So
you're gonna meet all different characters and different stories, and wow, that's
characters,
beautiful. And
characters,
testimonies. Yes, okay. Different people,
characters.
beautiful
Matlab,
people, amazing people.
no. Yes. But anyways, uh, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. And stay safe, take care. And when are we gonna meet next, Annalyn?
Hope, yes, we'll meet next week.
Next
Same,
to next week.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
live, yes, but we'll see you in the virtual seminar next week.
Hopefully, please join us. Please, yes. See you in God's time,
Mm-hmm.
whenever it
Bye.
is. Take care. Stay
Take
safe.
care,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Bye.